Hi again. You've learned what a design system is and have seen a couple of examples of design systems from Google and Shopify. Now I'm going to teach you how to use elements and components from existing design systems in your own mockups. In your first job as a UX designer, you'll likely use a design system to build your product faster. You might use a design system created in-house at your company, or a public design system like the ones used at Google, Microsoft, or Apple. Either way, you'll need to know how to use the specifications and guidelines from an existing design system to build parts of your own mockups. Incorporating a design system into your work can take several forms. You might include components from an existing design system and just adjust elements like colors or type to match the branding of your design. Or you might mix some of your own components with some components you pull from a design system. You've already seen an overview of what material looks like, but let's dig into it. We'll use the material design system in Figma to pick out a few elements for an alternative version of our dog walker app. Keep in mind, there is a ton to explore when it comes to material design. We could spend an entire course on this topic. But in this video, we'll just talk about a few select things to help you get started. I'm going to begin with the Material Design Systems UI kit in Figma and start a new file using the kit. This kit will be linked in your course readings. Alright, here we go. I've landed on the cover page and I'll navigate to the Material Theme page. There are a lot of helpful preset styles here I can customize for things like typography, color, elevation, and states. We've discussed typography and color before, but let me briefly explain elevation and states. Elevation is Material Design's system for adding layering or depth to your interface. The screen background is usually at 0 elevation, while a button might be at 4 elevation, so it appears to be lifting off of the screen. Important features like navigation and alerts have higher elevation so they are visible to users. This is one of my favorite features of material design, so I really encourage you to read those guidelines. Next, we have states. States are visual representations that communicate the status of a component or interactive element. For example, in our dog walker app, imagine what a button would look like when a user taps or presses on it. We'll need to add states to communicate the status of the button to the user. Material components use a ripple overlay to provide the user feedback that they have successfully pressed on something interactive. There are many approaches to interaction states, and material design can be a helpful reference as you make your own decisions. Okay, that's it for the material theme page. You'll also notice a sticker sheet page and a components page, which we'll talk about in more detail soon. Now, things are about to get exciting. I'm going to pick out a few elements and components from material design to quickly create an alternative version of the homepage of the dog walker app. To begin, I'm going to create a new page and draw a frame for a phone. To do this, I'm going to click on the frame tool in the top left corner. The design panel on the right side will show the preset frame options. I'm going to select this one. Great. Now that I have my phone outline, I need to add a navigation bar to the top of the screen. So let's go to the sticker sheet page. I'm going to go to the app bar frame and I'll select this app bar. I'll copy it by pressing Ctrl and C or Command and C. Then I'm going to go back to my Material Design for New App page in the left sidebar. I'll press Ctrl and V or Command and V to paste it into our new mobile frame. Great. Seems like it automatically pasted into the middle of my frame. So I'm going to use the Align Top button on the right side panel to move to the top of the screen. Next, let's add a bottom navigation bar. Instead of going back to the sticker sheet, I can also add this from the Assets panel on the left side of the screen, since it's been made a Figma component. If I expand the bottom nav item, I see there are a few options available. I think this one with the 3 items will work, so I'll drag it from the panel onto our phone frame. It pasted into the middle of the mobile frame again. So I can press the Align to Bottom button, or I can simply just drag this component down to the bottom of the screen myself. These placeholder items for favorites, search, and information need to be updated to match my dog walker app. I might keep the favorites icon and use it for a new list of trusted dog walkers, but I have to replace the search and information sections with icons and labels that match my own design, like a home icon for the homepage and a calendar icon for scheduling a dog walker. The idea behind these default icons from Material Design is to give you a layout that you can adjust as you like. You can easily swap out the icons and text to fit the needs of the product you're designing. To swap out the icons, I'll detach the bottom nav we added to our frame from the main material component. To do this, I'll right-click on the bottom nav and select the Detach Instance option from the menu. Next, I'll select the search icon and repeat the process to detach it. Now it's time to add in the new icons. Luckily, I have the 3 icons we need for the dog walker app already downloaded to my computer from Material Design. So here, I can quickly add the home icon, for example, to represent the home page. I'll also want to swap out the text description below the icon. It used to say search, and now, with my new icon, I want it to say home. For the sake of this demonstration, I'm just going to add the home icon, but you can imagine how this would work to update the other 2 icons to match my design needs as well. One more thing, you might not be able to tell, but this new icon is a true black, and it's darker than the original 2 icons. Let's check what color the other 2 icons are so we can make this one match. If I double-click on one of the original icons, I can see the color selection in the right side panel. It looks like the original icon is colored 03 on primary / medium emphasis. You may be wondering why the color has a name instead of a hex code. This is because I'm using a saved color style from the Material Design color library. Now I'm going to go back to my new home icon. When I click on it, I can see in the right side panel that the color of my new icon is 000000. So I need to update it to 03 on primary medium emphasis. Good, that's better. Something else I'll need for this design is a big call to action button. This is the button that I want users to click on to begin scheduling a dog walker. I'll go back to the components page and search for a button. Let's try out a signature Material Design component, the Floating Action Button, or FAB. These buttons stay in a fixed position on screen, so they're always visible and easily reachable on a phone. This button, named To Extended, might work. Let's try it out on our page. Let's change this placeholder text of Create to Schedule to match our app. Our text is longer than our container now, so I'm going to make this button longer to match our label. I'll change the width here from 125 to 146. Let's place our extended FAB closer to the bottom of the screen so users can easily reach it with their thumb. I'm going to drag the button down until the bottom is 96 pixels from the bottom of the frame. Okay, what else? As I'm sure you can imagine, there's a lot more I'll add to this design. I still need to add many things like my logo, an image of a dog, and a list of available dog walkers. I'll also need to change the color of each of these elements and components, like you learned about earlier. So that's it for now. It's not a beautiful mockup, but it's a start. Keep in mind, the material kit from Google is just one of many. You can explore kits from all kinds of companies and find one that works best to utilize in your own mockups. As you practice using components from a design system in your own mockups, you'll get faster and your designs will continue to look better and better. Good luck and have fun!